Magic ETL is Domo's intuitive drag-and-drop interface to transform your Domo datasets. In this video, we're going to transform data from two sources into one dataset so we can make a card with information from both. Let's get started. To get to Magic ETL, click Data, and then select ETL from the Magic Transform ribbon. This will open up the Canvas view. We have several different options here for transforming our data. We're going to start by dragging in our two existing datasets. The first is sales, and the second is forecast. Let's take a closer look at these datasets by clicking on the Data tab here. We can see that we have our forecast broken out by day, and we have our sales by day as well. We're going to join these two sources on that date column, but as we can see right here, we have multiple different sales recorded per date in this dataset. The first thing we want to do is aggregate sales by date, so when we join this table with our forecast data, we don't create duplicate rows. To do this, we're going to use a group by transformation. We can feed the data into our transformation by dragging a line between the right side of our starting dataset and the left side of our transformation. We're going to group by date. Let's title the new column Total Sales. Then, select Sales as the column we want to aggregate, and lastly, we're going to sum those values. This way, we'll know for any given day what our total sales are and only have one record per day in the data. One nice thing about Magic ETL is that we can click on this Run Preview button, and it's going to run through our data flow from start to finish. We can see it executing, and now we've got these green check marks and this Preview tab. We can click on it and see that we've combined our sales so there is only one row for every date. Now that we've grouped our sales data, the next thing we want to do is join this data together. Let's drag and drop a Join Data tile here and connect it. If we select our forecast data here, Magic ETL will automatically populate the sales data on the other side. If you're familiar with SQL, you'll recognize that all of the SQL joins are available here. Let's keep this as an inner join and select Date as both our identifying and matching columns. Let's run another preview, and we can see it go through its execution. Now that it's done running, we can go to the Preview tab and see we have the ID, date, and forecast from our forecast data, as well as another date and total sales from our sales data. We don't need two of the same date columns, so let's do a little bit of cleanup here by using the Select Columns transform. Because we only want to exclude one column, we can click the Add All Columns button. Then we'll go ahead and remove just the date_1 column. And now we have all the columns we need. Next, we want to drag the Output Dataset tile to our canvas and connect it to the Select Columns tile. Let's go ahead and name both our Output Dataset and our data flow. The title given to the output will be the title that appears in the Dataset tab of the Data Center, whereas the title given to the data flow is the title that appears in the Data Flows tab of the Data Center. We'll click Run Preview one more time and we can see what our output looks like. We have an ID, a date, forecast, and total sales. Now when we build a card, we can see these two metrics side by side. One thing to keep in mind with Magic ETL is the settings, which determines the trigger frequency. We can schedule the data flow to run either on a specific schedule and choose exactly when it should run, or when the dataset inputs are updated. If we want this data flow to update anytime either of these inputs do, we can check both of these boxes and click Apply. Now we can click Save and Run, and it will begin to execute. Now remember, we're in our Data Flows tab, so whatever we named our data flow, and not the output, is the name we would see here. If we want to see our dataset, we will have to click over to the Datasets tab. A couple other things to be aware of when working with Magic ETL is found through this drop-down menu here. If we select Details, we can see some of the details about the Magic ETL that we've been running. Under the History tab, we'll find a list of every run as well as a successful or a failure status here. If there is a failure, we can hover over the status and it will tell us why it's failing, or we can click in and actually see at which step in the ETL it is failing. We can also see how long it takes to run and how many rows are being processed. Another great feature is the Versions tab. Every time we save our Magic ETL, it will create a new version. We can also configure the data flow to notify us if it does fail. To turn this function off, simply select this and click Save. Finally, we can also create a copy. If a Magic ETL is already created that is similar to a new data flow needed, we can easily create a copy by clicking Create Copy, and then make our minor edits to a whole new data flow. With Magic ETL, you can easily transform and combine data from multiple sources into one dataset, all without having to know SQL or leave Domo.